explain them to you, maybe even show you some different ways to trade them than just a traditional stock purchase. And I am, of course, trading options throughout the day, every day. So let's get to it. We're launching the program. As always, 3 at 3 brought to you by Market Rebellion. And the disclaimer is that this is for educational and informational purposes only. Full stop. All right, yesterday we told you about GLD. The GLD was 66.40. They traded 10,000 of those August 170 calls. So they were approximately $3.60 out of the money at that time. Now they're improving from that level as the GLD goes to 167.61. So as you can see, it's up better than $1.20 from yesterday's post and trading near the highs of the session. Looks like it's going to keep pushing higher, and we're still in the trade, fully in the trade right now, although I am looking, as always, to sell a call against the call that I own, because that's a strategy that has worked for years for me, and I like employing that one. When we jump on a trade that is moving to the upside, in the case of calls like this one is, I like selling those 170s, 171s, 172s against the long 170s. So that's where we are with that trade from yesterday. Let's get to fresh meat. The first of our 3 at 3 so far today is Wendy's, WEN. So bullish call buying in Wendy's with the stock at 21.5. So with 21.5 on the stock, they're buying the 23 calls. So these are calls that are 2 weeks and 2 weeks and 3 days into the future. How do I know that? Well, because they're regular July expiration. This week we expire on Thursday, the 3rd of July. But, actually, no, not the 3rd of July. I apologize. The 2nd of July is our expiration. Fridays, of course, the holiday for the 4th of July. Sorry about that. Anyway, July 23 calls, they've been bought for 34 cents on up to 45 cents, which means, of course, since every option is for 100 shares of stock, $35 to $45 is approximately where they were purchased. And they bought 3,200 of them rather quickly. Well, those weren't the only ones they bought. Throughout the session, we've noticed strong activity in this name. To wit, I offer, July 23s have now traded 27, almost 28,000 contracts. That's a big trade, folks. A lot of folks in there, some of you Robin Hooders, I hope, are in there as well. And it has moved up. The value of these calls has moved up as the volumes have moved up. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't want to trade an out of the money that's, like for instance, stock right now as we did this was 21.75. When we saw it this morning, it's 21.54. So let's say it's up 25 cents. Even so, many of you might want to, instead of trading the 21 calls, trade like the 22 call. I'm sorry, instead of the 23s, you might want to trade 22 calls. That way, if it rallies, you can sell the 23s or 24s against it. Of course, you could buy the 23s as I did, and then sell the 24s, 25s, 26s if we continue this rally. That would work out nicely as well. Your choice. Some of you will elect to sell puts when you get unusual call activities. Why is that? Because you get to keep the full premium of those puts. If the stock doesn't break down to or through that strike, it is unlikely someone will put shares to you, which is push them into your account when the stock's over that strike price. So that's the way puts work. People understanding that, some of them will elect to sell puts on a big rally in the stock. Let's get to our second of the 3 at 3. But before we do, marketrebellion.com/get started. This is for any of you who'd like to learn a little bit more about trading, stock, options, futures, cryptocurrencies. We can teach all of that at marketrebellion.com/get started. Just go to marketrebellion.com/get started for more. Net is our second trade. Now, we've been in this one before and had a nice trade in there. We're getting back in. Why? Because it wasn't too far from this level when we got in last time and the stock popped. Today, net, N-E-T, with the stock at 35, we noticed almost 10,000 of the July 40 calls changing hands for 80 cents up to $1.40. That means $80 to $140 per option. So 10,000 of those at $1.40 would be $1.4 million worth of a trade. That's worth following, we have found. History has proved that the more times we see unusual activity in a stock, the more accurate the readings become. So in this one, with the stock at 35, I joined, except that I didn't buy the July 40s. I bought a lower strike because of what I explained in the previous example. Maybe I want to buy something more like the 36 and sell the 40s. Maybe I want to buy the 37s and sell the 40s, or a higher strike. Those are what's known as call vertical spreads. You want to learn more about them? Go to marketrebellion.com/get started. So with the stock at 35.04, 9,300 of these July 40 calls bought. Where are they now? Well, it's a lot more than 9,000. 35,000. Again, Robin Hooders, thank you, bang, for joining us in this one. July 40s, 35,000 changing hands. That's a big number. You see that arrow pointing right at them on the screen here. A lot of these calls accumulated very quickly over the last couple of hours. And the shares, 35.92. Not 35, but 35.92, pushing to 36 over at Cloudflare, symbol N-E-T. So I am in these. I am in the 36 calls, and I will intend to hold these, because, by the way, these were July's. I intend to hold these for most of the next 2 weeks. Let's get to our third and final trade of our 3 at 3 right now. That trade is Marvell. So in this name, we see 6,200 of these July 40s changing hands. Same story. This is one where stock's 35. Why are they buying the 40s? Well, maybe you can buy something else instead of just buying these. And look at how cheap they were, 12 cents to 20 cents. So they ended up trading, I think, over 9,000 of these just before our broadcast here. And I am in lower strikes. I like our odds of being in the lower strikes. I'm not asking for it to leap as much, but here's the trade-off. For these calls to go from, let's say, 20 cents to 40 cents, a double, is a lot easier than for a lower strike call to go from $1.50 to $3. You get the idea. Either way, it's a double of your money, but it's a lot easier to double an option from 20 cents to 40 cents. You just need a quick, rapid move to get that to happen. Doesn't have to be anywhere near the strike price. And since these are July 40s and you've got 2 weeks and 3 days till they expire, that's worth watching. All right, you want to learn more about trading? By the way, there's Marvell, 35. It's still right at that same. It's buffered up right against 35 a couple times today. You want to learn more about, and by the way, see that at the bottom where it says UBS reiterates Marvell with a buy. That was when we had that gap, because that was yesterday, the 29th, when we saw that UBS reiteration, and they raised their target by $3. You want to learn more about trading options? Heck, folks, my brother Pete and I have traded and trained traders for over 30 years. I've been a trader for 38 years, Pete for a little over 30. You can join us and learn more about it by going to marketrebellion.com/get started. Or if you want to learn more about unusual option activity, go to marketrebellion.com/unusual unusual option activity, or UOA. That's marketrebellion.com/UOA. Thank you for joining me today, folks. I hope you have a great day. Whatever you're doing, make it good. Sun's coming out. Sun's out. Guns out. I'm heading outside. Thank you. Have a great day.